Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to the CFA Charter Holder Award Ceremony, Class of 2023-2024. I am Joan Angelina, honored to be your host in this momentous occasion. Today, we gather to celebrate the remarkable achievement of 25 new CFA Charter holders who are outstanding professionals, demonstrated exceptional dedication and expertise in the field of finance. This ceremony marks a significant milestone for the new CFA charter holders. This signifies their attainment of a globally recognized credential that symbolize integrity, knowledge, and expertise in the field of finance. Okay. Welcome, Pak Triyono. Next, I would like to also welcome board members of CFA Society Indonesia, Bapak Ricardo Silayan, CFA, Bapak Mark Bruni, CFA, Executive Director of CFA Society Indonesia, Bapak Rahmat Sugiono Halim, CFA, and all new CFA charter holders and guests. Thank you for joining the ceremony. To start our agenda, we will have an opening speech who should be delivered by Pak Pahala Mansuri as the President of CFA Society Indonesia. However, due to national duty, Pak Triyono Sudarjo as Vice President of CFA Society will represent Pahala to deliver the opening speech. So, Bapak Triyono, you may have the stage.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the annual CFA Indonesia CFA Charter Award ceremony for the class of 2023-2024. Pak Pahala sent his deep apology that he couldn't be with us today because he have another state duties. As you know, he is currently the Vice Minister of Foreign Affairs. Currently, we CFA Indonesia are very proud to annually run this event. As you know, CFA exam is actually a self-study and self-administered exam, but this has been our tradition every year. We have this charter award ceremony that you can bring along your family members, your spouses, your parents, your loved ones, who actually has a lot of contributions for you to be here today with us. Our CFA in Indonesia is currently, we have about 353 active members, and 98% of them are professional working in the industry. We are happy today that we have approximately 12, I think about 12 charter holders today. And as you know, there are a lot of changes, a lot of disruption in the industry, and CFA continue to be relevant by continuously revamping the curriculum and also introducing several different types of qualification within CFA. And also, as part of the continuous effort to continue to increase the service to all of the charter holders and members, currently we have 4 testing centers: Jakarta, Surabaya, Medan, and I think we're going to open another one in Bali. So, and also for level 1, we have 4 cycle of exams, so giving you an opportunity to take an exam. Unfortunately, our testing rate a little bit, or not actually, it's a euphemism, actually a lot lower than the global average for level 1. I think this is something that CFA and volunteers and partners try to improve. Another thing that we also do, CFA Indonesia also actively involved in continuing professional education. Currently, it is not yet mandatory, but we help, especially in the area of technical. We bring speakers. So, for example, we would be having speakers on national geopolitics. We are lucky that Pak Pahala actually can bring a lot of insights into this area, and also some area around soft skill training and development, and of course career as well. So we would have career opportunities shared among our members, and also we have job posting that help our professionals and our charter holders to continue to develop their skill set in this area. Another thing that we can share with you is that we have a practical skills module. So I mean, when I got my charter probably about 25 years ago, we don't have that practical skills module. Now charter holders or candidate charter holders will have to finish practical skills module in the area of financial modeling and Python programming, basic and intermediate. I think this is an evidence that CFA will continue to be relevant in the future development of the professions. And also another development that I can share with you is that currently we are, our CFA is developing a new requirement for the charter holder, i.e. 4,000 hours of relevant working experience over 36 months. So in the past, it is 4 years relevant working experience. It is now 36 years, and it a more specific definition that can help our charter holder to continue sharpen their knowledge. And also, again, although it's not yet mandatory, the continuing professional education, we will continue to encourage our charter holders to take any qualifications in the area of ESG investing, impact investing, climate finance, and also data analytics. Myself, I am also taking one of the program on the alternative asset, which is actually quite relevant to my area. And also another development is on the level 3. We have right now different track of specialization on the area of private markets, private wealth, and portfolio management. I think in the past it's very focused on portfolio management, but realizing that not all of us are working in the stock market, we have an area of a private market as well as the private wealth. I think that's all address that I have today. Thank you very much for coming to the area. Enjoy the rest of the event. It's a good opportunity for us to network with each other. Also for the charter holders, it's time for you to enjoy the blaze of glory after working for a long, hard work. I think all of the charter holders here know how difficult it is for you to be able to sit here and work with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bapak Triono, for the important information for the charter holders. Okay, you may have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the main session today, I would like to invite Bapak Stephen Chandra, CFA, to deliver his speech as a representative of new CFA charter holders. This will be a moment to reflect the impact and responsibilities that come along with the CFA designation. So, Bapak Stephen.
That's okay. Okay. Good morning, my fellow charter holders. Firstly, I'd like to thank Pak Rahmat and Bu Dewi here for organizing all the CFA events, including this one. And the person who introduced me to CFA, Bapak Gary Teja Kusuma, who is also on the way here today, and the board member of CFA, and all my fellow charter holders who are also present here today. And I'd also like to say congratulations again for all the 25 new charter holders, including myself, for passing all the 3 levels of the exams and eventually earning the prestigious charter. I'm Stephen, and I'd like to share with you today 3 stories about how CFA, the study materials, the exams, the credentials, and the community has shaped me into who I am today and has got me to where I am today. First is the CFA study materials and the exam. When I was studying for the level 1 exam, it was very difficult for me because I didn't have the prior knowledge of the subject. Like many of you here, I didn't study finance back in uni, so everything was so new to me, and it took quite some time and effort to get used to all the jargons and build my finance foundations. But preparing for the level 2 exam was way harder. I was working in advisory at the time with crazy hours. I remember that I always arrive at the office at 7:30 a.m. so that I can fit in 1.5 hours of studying before I jump to work at 9 a.m. And I only reach home at 7:30 p.m. and I still need to fit in an hour or 1.5 hour of studying on good days. 7:30 on good days. But on bad days, I only left the office at 2 or 3 in the morning. And the working hour, my office hour still starts at 9 a.m. the next day. So it was pretty difficult to fit in some study hours. So I learned to impose discipline on myself. I learned to remove my distractions and to concentrate on the task at hand. To state the obvious, the materials and the exams have built my finance foundations, and I couldn't be more grateful that I obtained my first formal finance education through the CFA program. But I personally think that the self-discipline, prioritization, and the time management skills that I acquired along my CFA study journey will take me even farther in life. Second is the credential. Going back 4 years in time, it was the year 2020. I was looking for an internship. I was still in uni back then. And by that time, I had decided that I wanted to pursue a career in finance. And I told you before, I didn't study finance back in uni. I was interested in equity research, and I was eyeing on one firm, which is CLSA. But I knew that they wouldn't take me in unless I had something that would legitimize my finance knowledge. So I signed up for the level 1 exam. And to cut a very long story short, I managed to get the internship. And I believe that the candidate status that I put on my CV played a big role. But it didn't stop there, because each subsequent levels that I passed also contributed to my career journey. Because the status itself, past CFA level 1, level 2, level 3 exams, that in itself confers credibility, which give me more bargaining power in my career choices. And the last one being when I moved to my current role, where I'm leading the value creation execution and reporting to a global PE invested market leading industrial gas firm in the country. Now that I can officially put the CFA designation behind my name, I'm looking forward to even more exciting things coming my way going forward. Third is the CFA community. I'm originally from Surabaya, and I moved to Jakarta for work. I didn't have that many friends back then when I first arrived. But I'm happy to say that today my weekends are almost full with catch-up sessions. However, not until a few weeks ago that I finally realized that the people that I met here in Jakarta are actually parts of the broader or the larger CFA community members. They may not be the regular attendees of CFA events. They may not be charter holders yet, but they are part of the community because they share some of the traits. They share the pain of having to fit in some study hours during their busy weeks. They are the people who give me advices on study methods, study materials, and even career advices. And I couldn't be more grateful for that. And as I was preparing for this speech, I was also reminded of how frequent the CFA Society Indonesia gives out mock exams and conducts subsequent review sessions with volunteer tutors. Personally, both the mock exams and the review sessions were also instrumental to my CFA preparation, and for that, I'm very grateful. So looking back, my CFA journey in the last 3 to 4 years have been filled with sleepless nights, exhaustion, but also with joy and the support from the community. That's not just me or us, the new charter holders. It is our supportive community that has helped us to get here today. And we owe it to the next generation of CFA charter holders and the broader CFA community members to support them to get here as well. To those of you who have supported us along our CFA journey, we are grateful for it and we thank you for being there for us and being here today. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Bapak Stephen Chandra. It was a very inspiring story. And now, with a great pride, let's proceed to the main session, the inauguration of our new CFA charter holders. I would like to invite Bapak Triyono Sudirjo CFA to join us on stage to present the certificates to the new charter holders. I will now announce the name of the new CFA charter holders. And as I call your name, please come forward to receive the charter from Bapak Triyono. Andre Andika Bagus, CFA. Andre Suryajaya, CFA. Bobby Kristanto Chandra, CFA. Casey Androsa, CFA. Kenji Jordan, CFA. Leonardo Hamonangan, CFA. Marcella Regina, CFA. Thank you, Bapak Triyono. You may come back to the seat. And now, I would like to invite Pak Edwin as one of the board members of CFA Society to deliver the chapters. I would like to call the new CFA charter holders, Michael Kwang, CFA. Nandiaka Arda Janio, CFA. Natania Imania Matram, CFA. Niputu Oktaviana Utari, CFA. Novinia Liadi, CFA. Prasetya Surya Putra, CFA. Raymond Budiman, CFA. Thank you, Bapak Edwin. You may come back to the stage to sit. Next, I would like to invite Ibu Melisa as Treasury of CFA Society Indonesia to deliver the charter. Next, new charter holders, Rebecca Wijaya, CFA. Stephen Chandra, CFA. Takashi Endo, CFA. Umar Haredi, CFA. Verina Kandake, CFA. Thank you, Ibu Melisa. You may come back to your seat. We also want to acknowledge the other six new CFA charter holders who could not be here with us today. Let's, as they have shown their hard work and dedication, they also deserve our recognitions. I will call their name one by one. Amanda Isabella Sunarto, CFA. Angki Hendra Anggoman, CFA. Brian Jutanzah, CFA. Estrella Desi Advencia, CFA. Thomas Ryan West, CFA. Felia Melisandra Sugiarto, CFA. Yeah, that's all the new 25 new CFA charter holders. Let's give them an applause. Next, we will have a photo session to commemorate this special moment. So to all board members of CFA Society Indonesia, Executive Director of CFA Society Indonesia, Pak Rahmat, and all new charter holders, please come to the center of the stage to take a photo. Please bring your certificate to the stage. Thank you and congratulations to all the new CFA charter holders. You may come back to the seat. To all the board members, please come again to the stage. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Later. Okay, now we will have an important announcement from our executive director, Bapak Rahmat. So, Pak Rahmat.
Selamat siang semua, masih semangat? Ini kita tolong slide aku. Ya, kita butuh volunteers ya, relawan, we need volunteers. So next slide. This is our vision and mission statement to empower the financial profession in Indonesia by promoting the highest standard of ethics, education, and promote professionalism. Kita juga mengencourage untuk memberdaya financial professional kita di Indonesia untuk mencari edukasi, pengetahuan, perkembangan diri, networking, dan juga inspiration dan best practices di Indonesia. Ya, kita juga ini demographic kita ada 353 aktif member. Ya, male female-nya masih agak lemah, kita encourage, tapi candidate-nya sudah lumayan, 30% female. Berikutnya, nah ini saya harap yang baru ini belum capek ya belajar, kita encourage subsidi, mau kasih subsidi, ada 3 sertifikat dari CFA Institute yang baru, private equity, climate risk, sama data science. Kita kasih subsidi dari $400 sampai $500. Ya, tujuannya apa? Kita pengen bikin di Indonesia tuh ada yang paham topik-topik ini, yang bisa ngajar, yang kasih ceramah ke publik, ke regulator maupun ke institusi. Ya, jadi kalau minat boleh hubungin saya, Pak Bu Dewi, atau para board member. Ya, nanti kita akan pilih karena budget kita juga terbatas. Jadi setiap tahun kita ada kasih 5 subsidi setiap sertifikat. Jadi untuk tahun ini dan tahun depan, kalau CFA keluarin sertifikat baru, mungkin kita kasih yang baru juga. Next. Berikutnya. Slide. Nah, kita juga butuh buat advocacy, volunteer. Leadernya adalah Bu Siti Rahmawati. Kita punya board secretary. Ya, tujuannya untuk engage dengan regulator, terutama kita selama ini aktif dengan BKF, Kemenq, untuk kasih best practices di finance industry. Ya, kalau teman-teman ada yang minat, ya boleh juga hubungin saya, atau kalau kenal sama Bu Siti Rahmawati, silakan langsung. Berikutnya, kita juga butuh ini research challenge, kita punya flagship event buat universitas. Ya, kita butuh mentors untuk bimbing adik-adik kita yang masih mahasiswa untuk research. Ya, ini tahun ini global finalnya nanti di tahun depan di Mei adalah di Chicago. Kalau kita berhasil ke sana, para mahasiswanya akan diundang untuk ikut investment conference CFA. Jadi setelah kompetisi, mereka akan ikut juga investment conference-nya. Tujuannya networking, sama ya lebih kenal industri investasi ini. Kita juga butuh speaker maupun juri untuk acara di universitas. Kita sudah sering untuk UI, BINUS, Veteran University Jakarta, ITB Bandung, UNES Semarang, dan Petra Surabaya. Kita baru buka juga di Medan, ya mungkin berikutnya. Nah, ini kita baru buka. Kalau Bapak Ibu ada yang kenal, ada koneksi ke Universitas di Medan, boleh juga hubungin saya. Mungkin kita bisa jalan-jalan ke sana untuk mempromosikan kita punya test center yang baru. Ya, kita mau bikin ekosistem CFA di Medan juga. Kita sudah melaksanakannya di Surabaya. Jadi tadi juga University Outreach, kalau perlu keluar kota maupun yang Jakarta, biayanya kami siap reimburse. Jadi kita kasih kalau ke Surabaya, tiket pesawat kita bayarin, hotel kita bayarin. Ya, yang kita perlu adalah relawannya, orangnya. Berikutnya. Ya, ini juga kita ada masterclass. Berikutnya. Ya, ini kita encourage CFA charter holder untuk menjadi speaker, mengadakan half day or one day classes. Ini kita bagi hasil. Kalau profit 90% ke speakernya, 10% ke society. Kalau rugi, ya society yang telan semua kerugiannya. Jadi ini tujuannya untuk encourage lah. Kita jangan terlalu tergantung dengan asing melulu, foreign speaker, gitu-gitu. Kita ada contohnya nih, kebetulan Bu Hani juga ada di sini. Mungkin boleh berdiri Bu Hani. Yang pertama lokal, jadi saya harap bukan yang terakhir, ya. Lokal ada lagi. Berikutnya ini kita akan ada di November. Steve Balaban ini CFA, dia adalah penulis kurikulum private equity untuk CFA program. Dia akan datang, dia juga akan jalan sama saya, Jakarta, Surabaya, Bandung. Ya, orangnya juga cukup unik. Habis kelasnya dia selalu ajak makan pesertanya. Jadi ya lain gitu. Kita habis dengar kuliahnya tetap ditraktir makan. Berikutnya. Ya, ini yang penting juga di tahun 2025 kita akan ada pemilihan board member, ya. Ini kriterianya, ini tentatif jadwalnya. Kita mulai April, boleh kasih nominasi. Ya, sebelumnya. Udah gitu nanti akan ada shortlist by election committee di bulan Mei dan kita akan voting di bulan Juni. Karena tahun fiskal kita mulai dari 1 Juli sampai 30 Juni. Ya, kita nggak ikut Januari, Desember, kita ikut Juli, Juni. Berikutnya, itu untuk 3 tahun ya, bottomnya. Ini kriterianya yang bisa ikut adalah member aktif. Dalam sini aktif berarti bayar iuran. Dan juga udah pernah ikut paling sedikit 1 acara CFA Society Indonesia. Dan syarat ketiga adalah pernah jadi relawan di CFA Society Indonesia atau di CFA Institute. Begitu nanti vettingnya oleh election committee akan melihat potensi kontribusi dan juga komitmennya untuk perkembangan CFA Society Indonesia. Saya rasa itu aja kalau nggak salah. Oh ya, terakhir, slide terakhir ini penting. Kita kumpul-kumpul lagi tanggal 20 Juli di Le Méridien Hotel ya, breakfast. Jadi hampir semua acara CFA ada makan-makannya. Baik, terima kasih.
Thank you, Bapak Rahmat. We look forward to the active participation from the new charter holders. As we conclude this event, I would like to extend our heartfelt congratulations to our new CFA charter holders. We hope that your achievement will inspire others and you may continue to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and ethics by remaining committed to the upholding principles of the CFA Institute. We would like to also thank the volunteers who helped at this event, Made Yolanda Rizkita Margana, Michael Kosastra, and Carlton Panaganda Dirgo. And now, okay. Yeah, and now the most awaited session. I would like to invite all attendees for lunch reception at the reception room next to this ballroom. This will be a wonderful opportunity to network and celebrate further. Thank you for joining us today and have a wonderful afternoon.
Silakan ya, makanan disediakan di depan. Boleh bawa ke dalam sini. Silakan networking.